Hello, dear friends. I am glad to welcome you to the World of Technology channel. And today, we continue to get acquainted with the most unusual cars in the world. The car we are looking at today still seems to be a mystery, even half a century after its appearance. It looks like it came straight off the cover of a fantasy novel, not from the conveyor belt of experimental Mercedes-Benz models. Meet the Mercedes-Benz C111. A series of prototypes created not for sale, not for collectors, and not even to surprise the public at dealerships, although these cars certainly had no problem doing exactly that. In the late 1960s, engineers at Mercedes-Benz conceived a daring experiment to build a car that would serve as a testing platform for the most radical technologies imaginable. They needed a rolling laboratory, but what they created became something much bigger. The first C111 debuted in Frankfurt in the fall of 1969 and stunned everyone. Its wedge-shaped fiberglass body, doors that opened upward like seagull wings, and a height of just 112 centimeters made it look like a real spaceship parked among ordinary cars. But the most important part was hidden beneath this futuristic shell. The car was equipped with a 3-rotor Wankel engine. Weighing only 1,100 kilograms, it could accelerate to 260 kilometers per hour, reaching 100 kilometers per hour in just 4.7 seconds. Test drivers noted that the engine ran surprisingly quietly, even quieter than the 12-cylinder unit in the Lamborghini Miura. The public was thrilled. In the spring of 1970, at the Geneva Motor Show, Mercedes presented a second version, featuring a 4-rotor engine producing 350 horsepower, capable of pushing the concept to 300 kilometers per hour. Wealthy visitors immediately began writing checks, offering any amount of money for the C111. In London, one enthusiast was ready to pay 500,000 German marks, but the company consistently refused. This car was never meant for sale. It was a pure laboratory on wheels. However, despite their power and smoothness, rotary engines suffered from reliability issues and high fuel consumption. Then came the oil crisis of the 1970s, and Mercedes changed direction sharply. Engineers decided to prove that even a diesel engine, then associated with slow tractors and economical sedans, could be fast and technologically advanced. Thus, the C111 ID was born, equipped with a 5-cylinder turbodiesel derived from the Mercedes-Benz 300 SD. Its power was increased from 110 horsepower to 190 horsepower after refinement. In 1976, this car was sent to the famous Nardò Ring in Italy, a 4-kilometer circular track where cars could run at maximum speed without constant steering directions. The results exceeded expectations. The C111 broke 13 world records for diesel-powered cars, including completing 10,000 miles at an average speed of over 250 kilometers per hour. But the engineers did not stop there. The third version of the C111 received an even more aerodynamic body, achieving an astonishing drag coefficient of just 0.191, a figure many modern supercars can only dream of. It retained the 5-cylinder diesel engine, now boosted to 230 horsepower. In 1978, at the same Nardò track, the car set 9 new records, reaching 322 kilometers per hour and maintaining an average speed of 314 kilometers per hour over 12 hours. The culmination of the program was the 4th version of the C111, unveiled in 1979. This was truly a monster. It featured a 4.8-liter twin-turbocharged V8 producing 500 horsepower, a massive rear wing, and completely redesigned aerodynamics. On May 5, 1979, driver Hans Liebel took the car to the Nardò track and set an absolute lap record of 403.78 kilometers per hour. The lap time was 1 minute 56.67 seconds. In total, over the 10 years of the program, 16 C111 cars were built, 13 first and second generation rotary engine cars, 2 3rd series diesel prototypes, and 1 unique V8 record car. 4 were later sold to private collectors. The rest found their honorable place in the Mercedes-Benz Museum in Stuttgart, where they remain to this day. This car never entered mass production. Its fiberglass body did not meet the strict safety standards of the German brand, and producing a supercar for wealthy clients was never the company's goal. But the Mercedes-Benz C111 remains forever in history as a symbol of an era when engineers could dream boldly and experiment freely, without marketing constraints, and when the cars they created were so extraordinary that people spent years trying to capture that dream. That's all for today. You were with us on the World of Technology channel. Subscribe if you haven't already, and see you soon in our next reviews, friends.